Good morning. There we are. Good morning, good morning. Hey, if you're on, let me know. Here goes a very noisy truck. Okay, there's nobody on with me. Oh, there's one person on now. Okay. Hopefully you're being notified. I've got a busy morning, so I kind of want to get going here. Good morning, Joan. How are you? Are you guys having the heat wave in Washington? Because it's been scorching here. I'm not complaining. I love the heat. But folks were without electricity and all kinds of things. So, all right. So we'll see who else pops on. I'll give everybody a minute and then I'm going to get started. I know summertime, my views are down usually because people are doing other things. But anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and get started because some of you are going to be watching the replay here. And as you're popping on, say hi. Tomorrow's Freebie Friday, so I'll be posting. Remember to add your creative projects for a chance to win the cards I stamped all month long. Also, my Sweet Jars class at home. Hi Joyce. Ends today. Registration ends today for that. So it's 2 of each of these. You get the DSP, half a pack of the DSP. 68 and cloudy here. No, it's already in the 80s here. So yeah, it's hot. Hot in New York. Pat says yes. So you'll get half a pack of the DSP, you'll get the ribbon pack, you'll get the gems, you'll get your card kit, and a PDF tutorial to do your projects. That registration closes today for this one. Also, the Christmas in July class I'm offering is going to be used with the companion stamp set that comes out for you guys the beginning of July. And yeah, so I already am working on the ideas for that, and they're super cute. I am going to be doing a full week of lives the week of July 7th. That whole week, July 7th through the 10th or the 11th, I forget. I need to do a graphic for that. But that's coming up. So that will be, I will be live every morning at 10 a.m. To stamp for you, and I'll show you some sneak peeks. There may be some things forgotten stuff, but I will be introducing my Christmas in July class there. Okay, so that's coming up. My Just Cards class, you have until tomorrow to place your order to get this class. So it is using the framed scenes. Alrighty, oh, that one's upside down. This was a fun class. I did stamp these for you on Tuesday. Okay. And I do have a few reminders. The sweet sale, all sweets and sweet products, buy one, get one free, 50% off, ends on Monday. So that's June's promotion, and it ends on Monday. So remember that the lowest price item is the price you're going to get for half off. So that ends. And then we have a big fall Stamp Fest coming. Stamp Fest 2.0 is coming October the 4th here in Littlestown. If you're local, it's at Christ Church. There is handicap accessibility, so if you want an afternoon of holiday stamping, because we'll be using stuff from the holiday catalog, the holiday mini, and there will be a take and make add-on class that is going to be gorgeous, I know. For those of you that are long distance, you can actually purchase that and it'll be shipped to you. There will be a tutorial video, everything you need to create your projects. But at the event, there's going to be at least 8, maybe 10. We're finalizing things, projects. There'll be demonstrations, there'll be stamping, there'll be displays. Yeah, so registration information is coming early August. Door prizes. Yeah, so it's going to be a fun time. Okay, so for today's class or today's stamping, good morning, Yvonne. Yep, I hope everybody's staying cool. I know Joan says it's pretty normal in Washington, but I'm not sure where this heat wave is or when it's supposed to end. I think it's supposed to end soon. So anyway, I'm back to normal temperatures. So for today's class is my stamp stack I did here in the studio on Monday. So I always offer it to go, so I'm going to show you those projects. I chose to use the in Hanover question mark. Yes, yeah, in Hanover. Anyway, I chose to use the Impressions of Bloom bundle with the Florals in Bloom DSP. And so let's get this started with these projects. This is the sunflower one. I thought that was kind of cool. So we need a piece of basic white. And I'm going to fold that in half, 5.5 by 8.5. Fold that in half. Then I cut a strip of the DSP, and we're just going to layer that right there. If I can find my tape and scissors, here they are. I probably should have checked to see. Looks like I might need a refill here. We'll see how far it goes. Okay, we're going to layer that right there. And I got to grab my punch. I thought I was more prepared this morning. That's what happens. When I get prepared, I'm not really prepared. There we go. So we'll go over here and grab the punch. And a refill while I'm at it. Okay, now I'm back. I'm gonna have to restock on my refills. Hi Karen, I haven't heard from you for a while. Pretty normal weather, but it's gonna be 80s next week. Okay. All right, so I'm going to punch with this label punch, which I love. One out of espresso. I'm running out of room here, ladies. And then I'm gonna punch one from white. I got a busy day today, and then I have a busy weekend because my daughter's going away for a bachelor. My niece is getting married in August. So they're having her bachelorette weekend in Savannah this weekend. And so I have to help my son-in-law with the kids. So yeah, it's gonna be busy. It might just be normal because they're usually here all weekend anyway. So happy birthday, I'm gonna stamp one here. I usually don't have the baby though. She's 2. She hasn't spent the night or anything yet. And she's pretty attached to mama, so we'll see how this goes. Okay, and then I'm going to stamp this flower around the edge, just a little bit around the edges. And then we're going to add a center. Oh, wow. Wow. We were actually, I was road tripping last weekend with my son, and we went to Illinois for a wedding. My son was actually in the wedding. His best friend got married. He got a job and moved to Illinois a couple years ago, and then he met this girl, and then they got married last Friday, actually, Friday afternoon, and you baked 149 dozen cookies. Yeah, I remember those days when my daughter, Hannah, the one that, yeah, she wanted a cupcake thing, so we baked cupcakes for days for her wedding. So, well, congratulations. Okay, so I'm just going to offset these. I'm not going to layer them. I'm not going to cut the one apart. I'm just going to offset it, and then we're going to pop it up. Yeah, so my niece is getting married in August, although I'm not going to be able to go because she didn't make the announcement till later, and I already have a Stampin' Up! Thing scheduled for that day. So I'm going to go to her bridal shower, though. All right, so there we go. I'm going to add these gems. That's good. That's always great, Karen. Yeah, I have 3 pretty awesome son-in-laws. My son, he's still single, so. Okay, so there we go. So that's the first one. And for the stack, you get 3 of each. 3 of each. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. Here's our next one. We're going to use this print this time. I just love this DSP. I think our DSPs are pretty amazing, and we have some pretty amazing ones coming out next month. And the beginning of July is there's going to be new online exclusives added, so you'll have to check those out. Yeah, and like I said, my Christmas in July class I'll be offering next month, as well as my in-person classes and my class at home. Okay, so I'm going to use Lemon Lolly. I think this is Lemon Lolly. And you probably can't see this, but I actually ran this through a new folder. Oh shoot, this one is the floral one. I forget what it's called. And I'm going to use my blending brush and Lemon Lolly, and I'm just going to pull some ink from here. I'm going to test it on there, and then I'm just going to go over to make this pop. Make your your folder pop a little bit. There we go. So there we go. And now I'm going to layer this piece of DSP right here. Actually, I'm not sure. I think, yeah, I had it upside down. There we go. All right, and then now does your son and his wife, are they living in Ohio, or is that where she was from? We were in Ohio for a couple hours when we were traveling last weekend. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing with this greeting. I'm going to punch it out of Darling Duck. And I'm going to punch one out of here for the wedding. Yep, I'm going to use that side. I'm going to use the Darling Duck ink this time, and I'm going to do the happy birthday. Aw, yes, that is very nice, yeah. Okay, happy birthday. And then I'm going to stamp the flowers around the edge again. I'm going to add the centers. And then we're just going to offset this one too, as well. And pop it up. I've got a big list. Those of you who did the June retreat, they are going postal today. We are on schedule with that, which makes my heart happy. I ordered early because it took 2 weeks for me to get my order. Okay. It took 2 weeks to get my Stampin' Up! Order for this retreat. So I'm glad I ordered it early. But they're here, they're going out in the mail, and I think I have a couple extra. So I'm going to wait until everybody gets their retreat, and then I'm going to share with you. I actually still have to share with you my mystery box. I have one mystery box left. Okay, we're going to switch things up. I'm going to do this type of layout with this one. Okay. So let's pull out what we need. Yeah, that's always nice to have family that gets along and that are great. I do. I've been blessed too. Okay. All right. We're going to bring all this stuff in. Okay, so we're going to start out with our white base, 5.5 by 8.5. I'm going to add this strip of DSP. This has Misty Moonlight and Petunia Pop and Old Olive in it, and that's the color of ink that we're going to be using. Oops, I'm going to center that there. Okay, there are ovals in the dies that go with the Impressions of Bloom. So we're going to use the oval, and we're just going to stamp some flowers and a greeting. The greeting says, I appreciate you. in Petunia Pop. And then we're going to start out with some stems. Actually, I'm going to start out with the flowers. I think that would be easier. And we are going to do the two-step stamping. So anytime you do two-step stamping, your solid image is the image that you stamp off or you stamp in a lighter color. And then the outline image is the image that you either go full strength or in a darker color. So we're going to start out with Petunia Pop, and I'm going to stamp that off. Actually, that's the wrong flower. That flower should be, so let's clean that. This one, more like the daisy. Okay, so let's stamp it off. And then I'm going to go with the outline darker. I'm going to try to line it up. But you know, the truth is sometimes it doesn't need to be perfectly lined up, but I think I got it here. There we go. And now we're going to go in, we're going to do the Misty Moonlight one. I love that our paper and everything coordinates because it's no guessing. You don't have to guess which color. So then I'm going to stamp this one here. And then we're going to go full strength with, I think this is it. Let me see. Yep. Well, don't know. Maybe it's this way. There it is. So sometimes you just got to twist it around until you find where it lines up. But there we go. Let's add the stems. And then we're going to add the leaves. And then the centers of the flowers. There we go. And then the other little one. There. So there you go. Hello, Deborah. How are you? Okay, then I'm just going to pop it up. Pop it up and add the gems, and we are ready to go. Deborah's watching me on YouTube. So yeah, I think. Let me see. Yeah. Okay. Then the gems. We'll add the gems. Yes. Floral sets in the catalog. The Pretty Florals and the Impressions of Bloom. They are very nice. Very nice. Okay, so there is the third one. Okay, I have one more. And here we go. Here's the last one. We use Strawberry Slush. Strawberry Slush and Secret Sea are my favorite in colors, new in colors. Thank you. Yep, the flowers are pretty. Okay, let me get my pink ink here. My pink inks. Alrighty. I'm going to start out with just your basic white, 5.5 by 8.5. Then I have another one of these that I ran through that same folder. I know it's hard to see, but we are going to do the same technique with the blending brush. And we're just going to blend it out so it pops. And there you go. So now you can see the design from the folder. We're going to add the DSP. Stuck to my finger. And then I'm going to add it to my card front. Once again, I'm going to use one of the ovals from the dies that go with the set, and we're going to use the thanks, and we're going to stamp that in Strawberry Slush. Right in the center. And then I'm going to just do flowers around the edge, but I have to clean them first. Okay, let me make sure these are clean. All right, we're going to stamp off. So we're going to take the Strawberry Slush and stamp off the solid ones first. Well, that picked up a dimensional paper. There we go. I almost stamped full strength there. Okay, there we go for that one. We're going to bring in the solid little one and just add in. And one more, I think, right over here. Okay, now we're going to go full strength right over top to do the two-step part. Now I'm going to have to line this up. Where? Oh, right there. I always pick a flower there. Like for this one, I picked the longer one here. So if you can line that up, then you got it perfectly pretty much. This one, I don't have the longer one there, so I have to figure this one out. Yeah, let's try this one right there. And yeah. There we go. All right, let's go around. Oh, look, I picked up ink. We're gonna pretend that didn't happen. Okay, just pretend that didn't happen. There we go, and then we're gonna go in with our yellow for the centers. If I wouldn't have the card almost done, I would start it over, but it's almost done. Okay. All right, well, I'm not gonna pop that up because I am gonna redo it off camera. But anyway, so you just pop it up, and look at my hands today. That's ridiculous. But anyway, sign of a creative stamper, right? A busy stamper. Anyway, this is the original. Okay. All right, so that's my Just Cards class today. So what happens when your ink pads are juicy? They make a mess. All right, so not my Just Cards. This is June's AStack. Yeah, it happened. I know. I know. You kind of don't want it to happen when you're on camera though, but it happens. Things happen. Okay, here are the 4 projects using the Impressions of Bloom bundle, the DSP, and the flowers. So I just wanted to do some flower stamping just because it's really easy to just use our DSP and dies because they're so cool. So anyway, all right guys, so this is the stack. You can place your qualifying order by tomorrow. And if you do that, you need to remember to choose me as your demonstrator. Remember, there's no more host rewards. So you need to choose me as the demonstrator or shop on my website. And then, yeah, your hands always look like that. Yeah, inky fingers for sure. Okay, all right, so yes, so this is my stack for June. All right, guys, I won't see you again until July 1st, which seems crazy. You know, after the 4th, summer goes fast, right? So I think it's went fast already. And so, okay, this is the AStack for June, Terry. It is the Impressions of Bloom bundle. Okay, and it is a part of the suite, so the suite deal. So you could get the whole suite and get another thing for half price, or break up your suite, or however you want to do that. All right, guys, thanks for joining me. I will be back on